Hey, what's up? Hello. It's another week with the best boys, BloodShot Eyes and Sore Thumbs podcast. The boys consisting of me, Jacob, that's best Jacob alive too. Go ahead and introduce yourself, guys.
Hey, I am Scott, aka Best Eagle Alive.
How's it going out there, Internet? I'm Brent. You can find me on Steam at AWBS88 if you want to come play.
Steamy.
Go play with him. Yeah. This week we talk about Prey, the hour-long demo released for this highly anticipated game. Some video that we saw on Darksiders 3, the sexy Brutale, and big upcoming title I'm looking forward to, Surge, excuse me, which will be coming out next week.
Now, is that sponsored by the 90s Coca-Cola drink?
I hope so.
It is. They just don't talk about it.
Yeah.
What if they did like a collector's edition, and a bottle of Surge?
With like the Surge logo from the bottle, on the game instead of the...
That'd be tight.
Yeah. All right, for some news this week, we have we're going to talk a little bit about guys, I know y'all really don't play a lot of Sony PlayStation, but there's a game that is beloved by the masses, The Last of Us, and read some news that the person that wrote the music for that, an Argentinian guitarist named Gustavo Santaolalla. I've known about this guy for a little while, since the movie The Motorcycle Diaries. I don't know if y'all have heard about that, the movie about Che Guevara, based on his journals that were compiled by his son. And he does this really cool classical guitar routine, really haunting, awesome sounding music. The news that I read is they're bringing him back for The Last of Us 2. And in the meantime, I see him doing the music for Red Dead Redemption 2. So I'm pretty excited about that, because I'll even listen.
Busy guy.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
for sure. I'll listen to game soundtracks just for this guy. His music is fantastic.
That dude is making bank.
Yeah,
The first composer I came across like that was Mick Gordon, the guy who did the Doom soundtrack last year.
Oh, good point.
Dude, I fell in love with this guy, and he's also doing the music for Prey, and you can just smell it,
Oh yeah,
That music.
that metal was awesome. It was.
Yeah.
It kept you hyped. The game kind of I stuck with it a little bit, but I watched a lot of Eagle playing it, and that music definitely had me in there like swimwear. I was.
Dude, that's
It
real.
was pretty cool.
It's dark.
Just some little news outside the gaming world. Speaking of music, one of my favorite artists, Currency is his name. You should look him up. Released the 420 Massacre on, spoiler alert, 420. And it is fantastic.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, y'all should check him out. And the Gorillaz just released a new album. What do y'all think about that? Humans.
With a Z, as they say.
Turn it up so it bumps.
I mean, I've been listening to Gorillaz since I was like 9 or 10, pretty much almost every day. This album's different. It's not to say that it's bad. It's just different. I've been listening to it. I got a couple songs I like on there that I crank in my car when I'm driving to work or wherever.
Get the cool shoe shine.
Yeah, that whole vibe's kind of gone from this album, but he's doing what he's gonna do. Damon's crazy, so I support it.
What did you say to me before I played it for myself? You're straight bangers.
Oh yeah, club bangers.
Club
Yeah,
bangers, like English club bangers. It's all like weep,
Yeah.
weep, bloop, bloop, blurp, blurp, blorp. Like
I don't know. He said that's what he wanted to do with this album, though, to make it like a club record to use his words, if Donald Trump became president one day. And
what?
That happened. Yeah, he said he was got that idea like last January before really people thought this was going to happen, and that's what happened. So that's the album he made.
Profit.
Yeah, my first introduction was to, what was it called? Demon Days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard some stuff before that, like their Clint Eastwood song and things, but I really enjoyed Demon Days. That came out when I was in college, and we listened to that a lot.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite albums of all time.
I always have a small space in my heart for the Gorillaz.
Yeah,
Really enjoying this. More news. That Forza expansion. I think we kind of missed it last week. I don't believe it was out I believe it was already out by the show last week. But the Hot Wheels expansion. Have y'all checked that out at all? It looks crazy. I'm not a racer. I'm not a racing guy or driving.
Well, it
simulator.
comes out tomorrow.
It's not out.
Nope.
Man.
The 9th.
Well, these videos still look pretty cool, regardless.
Yeah,
they,
dude.
They look crazy.
So I picked up Forza Horizon 3 in the fall, I believe it came out, and love that game. That game is, one of the best racers, ever made. It is gorgeous from top to bottom.
It looks great.
And yeah, dude, it's fantastic.
Is it arcadey or more along the lines of realistic?
So it walks this really weird line down the middle. Because it runs off the proper Forza Tech engine, that they do the simulation racing every year. And so it runs off that, but you can still power slide in your Civic, like breaking some rules of physics. It's fun, But it's set in Australia, open world, so from the beaches to the mountains, it's got some really cool environments in it.
But Eagle, you've been beaming this over the past week, right? You've been on Forza a little bit. Broadcasting.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm being invaded, guys. Hold on.
Oh my goodness.
Man.
Oh, boy.
World War II's happening. Call of Duty's releasing early. Jeez. Sorry about that. That is a beast behind me.
Oh, it happens.
Sounds terrible.
But,
podcast problems.
Yeah, it's real. But yeah, me and my buddy Jimmy have actually been beaming a lot this week on some Forza Horizon. He just picked it up for the first time, and it's kind of bothering me to do some co-op stuff with him. So, that's what we've been doing, and getting our feet wet, getting ready for the expansion for tomorrow. And yeah, so this Hot Wheels expansion, basically the gist of it is they've added 6 islands, like off the coast of Australia. I don't think they're real, but I'm not Australian, so I don't know. But all these islands are kind of interconnected with the trademark orange Hot Wheels track.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And it just looks like it has a bunch of big stunts and ramps and just shenanigans waiting for you.
Little boosters.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like this, honestly. I mean, I have seen things like this, yes, but Forza is such a simulator style game. To see this zaniness, I think, is actually pretty cool. I'm looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Eagle make it happen on what is it, besteaglealive.beam.pro, or how does the call sign go?
If you're dyslexic, that works out great.
Cool.
But no, it's anything on Beam, beam.pro/gamertag. So yeah, beam.pro/besteaglealive. I will be streaming that this week, so join me there. We'll take a look at the Hot Wheels.
Cool.
Speaking of the old streaming, we have a presence on Twitch too. If you want to check any of us out streaming, I've been on Horizon for the past Horizon Zero Dawn, very different Horizon. Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm always looking forward to meeting new friends. I don't claim to be fantastic at games, so you can talk to me and watch me just kind of figure stuff out at my own pace. But I have a lot of fun doing it.
How's that going for you? Horizon, that is, not streaming.
Indeed. We read some interesting stuff, or at least I did, and Brent had mentioned it when we were talking before the show about these black market items. Should I say that, or should I just say digital market items? Or
I don't know
what is the legality of it? I'm not sure. But for these digital weapons and Brent,
skins.
Why don't you help me out with it, man?
Well, really, I need help from Eagle because Eagle is our Overwatch pro here. But I was seeing that Overwatch is, I guess, being forced in some sort of legal way to release the drop rate on the loot boxes. Is that what they're called, Eagle?
Yeah, so to fill in the story a little bit, this is happening in China. But China is setting a precedent, so we'll probably start seeing this a little more common around the world. But basically, long story short, is China has passed some legislation basically saying that any of these blind boxes, any games, any casino things like that, to where you're buying something but you don't know what's inside of it, and have chances for, legendary or epic or uncommon items, that sort of game.
Yeah.
That the manufacturer of the game is forced to publicly state the odds of what's in the box.
Yeah.
So, like, for instance, Overwatch, they're a major player, one of the larger games with these loot boxes in them currently. This week we're forced to put out the drop rates of what's in these boxes.
Yeah.
So pretty interesting. In case you're wondering, to get a legendary item, you're going to have to open on average 13 and a half boxes.
Oh, man.
So what is that in real world money, though? Or I guess you said you can get them just from winning or leveling up, but people are paying for these things. That's why this is an issue right now. They're using actual money.
Yeah, that's where the whole legality came to it, because these boxes are $2 a piece. You can buy them. So that's where the legislation came in, saying, hey, if you're going to charge money for them, you got to say, the odds of, getting what you want. So yeah, every 13.5 loot boxes it's, I don't know. I don't feel too bad about it. It's not great, but it's not super egregious. So it's kind of in line with what you would think, I guess.
You'll have to forgive me. This entire time I've been imagining China as Brad Pitt holding a gun to Overwatch Kevin Spacey.
What's in the box?
Oh, God! Oh, God! What's in the box?
What are the odds?
Well, I have 13 of them.
Yeah. So I feel this is kind of weird. Almost unnecessary. Get mad at me if you want. Like I used to play a lot of CS:GO, and my odds when I would eventually buy a key for a box, in my head my odds were really low. I wasn't expecting much, but I feel like this came about, I don't know, maybe with like, I could see like kids like convincing their parents like, come on, blah blah blah, and then their parents find out that the kids are using credit cards to run up like hundreds of dollars. I don't know. It seems kind of strange.
Man.
Yeah, it's I'm one from the side that having information about something is always good for the consumer.
Of course,
so
of course.
A little transparency is good from the developers, and from from some suspicions being confirmed. Activision and Blizzard, not that bad on the loot box thing. So it could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. Maybe in a few years, USA will do something similar. Who knows? Maybe not.
Well, I mean, China seems to be aware of the trade of these items and such too, and the money that people are making in alternative ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
I got to be honest with you. I don't know what I think about it just yet, because I know where that stuff comes from. It comes from a place of wanting to surprise you and wanting you to continue to play the game. But yeah, to charge for it, yeah, transparency definitely. I know I just repeated basically everything that y'all said, but I still need to kind of sort it out, see if it takes the fun away or if it just makes it safer.
Yeah.
For everyone else.
Well, so I think it's one of those things that's only really going to hit home when it's in a game that you play, or something that you care about. Because Overwatch was one of the first games to where loot boxes had any sort of meaning to me. They've been in Call of Duties and other games that I've played.
but
yeah. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. I would love to see Destiny's drop rates.
Oh,
I would love to
man.
see that. But yeah, I think as long as a game keeps it to like just cosmetic stuff and not items that could give you a leg up or do more damage or things like that, I'm totally cool with it. That's just where I stand.
Yeah.
I mean, and like I said before, it's, to this day, opening up a pack of Magic the Gathering cards is awesome to me. It's just, it's fun. And clicking
pull, man.
and digitally opening a box to see what you get is also a thrilling rush. But then an inevitable letdown when you just get a common.
Yeah.
Or duplicates.
Like if you play Rocket League a lot and you have a whole folder full of snakeskin paint jobs for cars that you don't drive. That always feels
if I
great.
Get one more fedora, I'm going to flip out.
It's like, at least give me a neck beard. Like, how many fedoras do I need?
Let me complete the outfit. Is there a hot pocket topper? Or
can I get a rose for my
antenna?
pocket?
Bag of Doritos?
Yeah. Well, more in the news world. I watched a little video on some Darksiders 3. Some gameplay was revealed. Y'all catch this at all by chance?
Little bit.
Yeah, it seemed like it leaked a little bit and then quickly was confirmed by the developer after it.
That seems to be a running theme lately.
Yeah.
2017 is going that way.
Yep.
Sure is.
Faux show. I watched this playthrough. I don't know what I think. The last Darksiders were fun as far as what they were. My overall opinion of them has always been kind of like taking this edgy, borderline religious, using pathos and stories from, well-known religions in this world, and giving them a little bit of a Skylanders paint job and telling everybody to chill.
Who knew the Four Horsemen could be so cartoony?
Yeah. Cell shading theology, I suppose. And
now these kind of have like a Zelda style gameplay, right?
A little bit quicker than Zelda goes, but yeah. I mean, it's a run through action. You run through, smack 'em down, like Batman. Or
Devil May Cry kind of.
Devil May Cry, to me, looks like it goes a little faster, but, I haven't played Darksiders 3. Maybe they have that combo type of technique thrown in there. The last one by Platinum Games, DMC, was awesome. Man, did it cramp my hands up. But, I mean, if it can be like that, then I'm down, because I like that stuff a lot. But other than that, I mean, I just saw this lady with red hair running around cracking whips. A whip, though?
Lot of whips. Lot of whips.
I don't know. Good. I was listening. I know it's pre-alpha, so I don't want to judge it too hard. But
don't you think they could find a better word, like just not done yet?
Yeah. Don't call it pre-alpha.
Well, it's getting it's going to be, before you know it, it's going to be like, well, this is pre-production, pre-alpha, pre-alpha demo beta.
It's just going to be videos of the desk that they all sit at and discuss. So we have this idea. Okay.
Right. We're starting up a design doc. We're going to release it out, to pre-orders. You can put in your ideas.
But since the days of old Simon Belmont, whips, I haven't really seen a whole lot of whips going on in games. And after about 2 minutes, I was a little tired of that noise. So I just got to say that. Like I said before, it's just footage at this point, being so early on. But I didn't hear a whole lot of dynamic sound effects in that whip either. I paid a lot of attention to sound, probably a little bit too much. But there was really no difference in sound between, if the whip hit metal, if the whip hit skin, or just air.
Yeah, it was kind of just overall whip.
Yeah, and I didn't see any different animations. It was the same combo over and over again, and that kind of wears on me. I think that's why it's got me going, why I'm so interested in taking to Dark Souls and all that lately. And I'm not going to go into it, just saying, in the sense that it's not about mashing a button and go through combos over and over and over again. I'm liking these games where you have to stop, hit once, stop, hit once, and not just run through and juggle who's going to attack you next and do these counters and such.
Well, a game that forces patience upon you is always a neat take to it, because most games are, do it as fast as you can, high score, go. And, games like Dark Souls, Lords of the Fallen, this upcoming one, who shall remain nameless for the moment, there's a lot of trial and error, and there's a lot of learning, and it's definitely a cool sect of games. And I wonder where this new Darksiders will fall, if it's more akin to its predecessors that are a little more hack and slashy and just get your way through it, or if it's a little more metered combat.
Yeah, it's just more rewarding when you master a game like that, when it is hard and it requires a lot of patience, at least to me.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm with that.
Speaking of games that require a lot of patience, and we spent a lot of time, well, you two did, with this really interesting demo that just came out for a anticipated upcoming game. Y'all played through the first hour of Prey.
Dun, dun, dun.
Man,
stumbled, slightly frightened.
Don't trust your coffee mug. Don't trust the chair you're sitting in.
Nope.
Don't trust the chair?
Nah.
The cake is a
turn
lie?
Into a face-sucking black monster that'll stab your throat. It's awful.
Oh, I need to play this demo.
Guys. like head crabs on, I don't know, crack,
Well, y'all
covered in tar.
let me have it then. What do y'all think
Okay.
about old Prey?
Well, let me start by saying, I never played the old Prey. I know this doesn't have much to do with it, but, I'm completely new to this. Watched a couple trailers, but that's about it.
Yep.
And so I downloaded the demo. First of all, just like to give Bethesda a nice big props on doing demos. I think that's a real great way to, sell a gamer on your game.
Yeah, it was.
Give me an hour.
It was refreshing having a demo. That was just nice. I liked it, yeah.
And not having to buy it first.
Yeah.
Or
Totally.
pre-ordering it.
Totally.
Yeah.
A lot of them are hid behind pre-orders and stuff, which kind of defeats the whole purpose.
Mhm.
But anyways, back to the game. So this game starts out, man. First of all, it's real beautiful, first person. Graphics are on point, real bright, crisp.
Yep.
Yeah, the lighting and stuff is real neat. Real kind of like if you turn the lights on in BioShock.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
If
For
Rapture
sure.
had like some better solar power or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's got this real like chill start. You kind of get on this helicopter and there's some real like nice poppy music. That's just like the wrong way for this game to start.
Just
Like,
kind of
Yeah.
getting you set up to be
Mm-hmm.
spookified, huh?
man, dude, this game is so scary. I'm not a guy that can handle this.
Yeah, me neither. I don't like games that scare me. So, like I said, I kind of tiptoed through this, wincing at every corner whenever this creepy music would come up and these little black crab-like guys.
So-
what are they called? Mimics? Is that what they're called, Eagle?
Those are the little ones, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
little
But
guys.
the alien is called the Typhon, is their like race, if you will.
Mm.
So is it like musical cue guided as you're going through it, making it extra
Well,
creepy?
Yeah, but that's the thing I noticed, that like whenever one of these mimics would be around, this music would come up and you would instantly like kind of tense up and be like, where's this little thing at? And you're, looking at the coffee mugs because they can morph and change into almost any object in the environment. And then jump out and then grab you from there. So, yeah, this music was kind of driving me crazy.
Yeah, dude. It definitely has that tense, like shrill, like
Yeah.
slasher kind of music when you're fighting, and it gets real tense. And as with any other good horror game or anything that induces fear, is you're never really prepared for your fight. You have this cool shotgun, but you have one shell. And it's like, I hate this. I need 10 shells. I need 100 shells.
I need all the shells.
Tension, bud. Tension.
Yeah.
Is there
It's
a
got
roll
some-
button? Because I feel like the second I heard like a whoop, I'll just be roll, 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 roll. That's kind of how I learned how to play
Yeah.
these days.
Yeah,
Well,
but
and it's also got an interesting style of fear in it as well. So, there are these little aliens called mimics, and basically they can turn into anything in the environment, like a coffee mug or a chair or a fire extinguisher, whatever. But it seems like they can't hold it forever. So like they'll change into a mug, and like 20 seconds later they'll start to like shake, and then the mug will just burst out back into the alien.
Oh, wow, that is mean.
But here's the thing, though, Jake. Here's the thing where it really just I almost had to go buy some diapers for the rest of the game. But like you'll see an alien and you'll like start running for it. You'll turn the corner and it's just not there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, he's in this office and there's 1,000 things it could be.
Ooh, that's
So
pretty
you just
cool.
you just start smacking everything with your wrench that you got.
It all dies today.
Yeah.
Just crunch that controller up. Just really.
And you're kind of angry about it, like because you walk into the office and it's empty, and then you're scared, and then you kind of get angry and just start smashing everything. Where are you at? It's,
I did so to the fault that I hit a fire extinguisher and blew myself up.
yeah,
And it was like, no, you got me, Mimic. You got me.
yeah. It's really weird.
Got
Like
coffee mugs high-fiving each other after.
clink. Yeah,
Turn
Got
into two big
him.
hands and pound each other. Yeah.
yeah. in the first 5 minutes, you're like, okay, this is a first-person shooter, I get it. But then with all these little dynamics coming and working really well together to kind of mess with your head, it feels kind of fresh. It's nice. I think I'm probably gonna go buy the full game.
I have
See
so
what it's
many
really
scary games right now, though. I have like 3 scary games going on.
Yeah, but Eagle, I wanted to ask you. This isn't really spoiling because it's in like the first 2 minutes, but did it kind of blow your mind when you like hit the glass in your apartment and you realized it was all a ruse?
Dude, I turned to my girlfriend and I was like, "Oh shit."
Same here. She was watching me. She was like, "Wait, what?" And I was like, "I don't know." And I like would go into the apartment and look outside and onto the beautiful city, and then step outside and realize it's all just like a
simulation.
Set.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm in a box.
Back and forth, and you realize like the helicopter is like on the
just
the stand to move around and make it feel like you're actually in it. I was like, what is going on in this game?
Dude, I can't wait to get into it. I think that's my plan for after the show today, so I can get up on y'all's level.
Yeah, dude.
I would definitely try it out.
Yeah, it messes with your head in a lot of different ways. I liked it.
And I don't want to keep the can open on this, but just a side note. I played for about an hour through this thing, and they give you this glue gun. GLOO,
glue.
And doesn't tell you much about it and stuff. And I had this moment where I realized that you can climb on the stuff that you make with this glue gun.
I saw a couple videos on this.
Dude, I made myself like a huge staircase across a massive room to get to a balcony, and I'm like, oh gosh, this game just changed again.
Yeah.
It's got some really cool ideas going on.
Now, is that what you had to do to get there?
Yep, there was some secrets.
Or did you just hack it? Oh, okay.
Well, it wasn't an integral part to the story, to my knowledge, but there was some collectibles and some ammo, and I think a pistol or something there.
Ooh, you're not supposed to be there.
But I like this.
Yeah, that's what these videos I'd seen. I've seen people shoot their gun at door switches to open them, getting access to places they're not supposed to be, crawling up the elevator shaft with their glue guns, just climbing and climbing.
There's some cool stuff going on.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, man. One thing that... Speaking of Prey,
of Prey,
yeah, it was kind of hard to find a lot of news on it because I don't have a key that has that like Tool album A blended with an E, a letter. But looking up Prey, we found some other stuff going on with another game that is very similarly titled, Prey for the Gods, which is something that I heard about probably for the first time about 2 years ago because the tagline was being passed around like successor to Shadow of the Colossus, and I'm like,
Yeah, they got in the news this week with some like copyright stuff, didn't they?
Yeah, some trademark issues over the spelling and the names entirely. Old Bethesda told them they had to shut it down. Well, at least the spelling of that name. Bethesda speaking to No Matter Studios, that is.
Yes.
Yeah. But all that aside, just looking at the website for the game, watching some of the trailers, this looks really cool.
Looks awesome.
Oh, I'm in it. I'm at the top of my game, bud. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Jake, you're the old Colossus of the Shadow guy.
I'm listening.
Yes. But no, this is kind of like has definitely some items pulled like directly from Shadow of the Colossus. What is Does this make you feel interested? Is this?
Oh yeah.
What's this doing to you, man?
As far as video game experience, I've really loved, instead of tackling a bunch of tiny enemies, Shadow of the Colossus really opened my eyes. There are no enemies other than bosses. It is a game of boss battles. The world is eerily empty, except for a couple lizards and some fruits running around. And some shrines that you don't know who built, and this and that. And these buildings rise up out of the ground, and they're creatures. But the idea is that you're so small, and they're so big, and their bodies, to scale them, to hit them in their sweet spots, is kind of like a level in itself, a platforming challenge for each one in itself.
Yeah.
Simply figuring it out is the challenge in itself. But yeah, there was a lot of... I remember for that game, there was supposed to be upwards to 24 Colossi planned, but only 16 made the cut. So I'm hoping for Pray for the Gods to not only be an experience like that, but to maybe be a little bit longer and have more content for people to chew on that.
Yeah, I think if you add that major boss battle system along with some other, open world stuff, it could be a nice mix.
Mm-hmm. I just haven't seen a horse yet, and we need aggro. Aggro.
Do you need a horse?
Who doesn't need a horse?
Is that your thing?
Who doesn't need a horse, bud?
Fair enough.
Is that not your thing? What is your thing, dude? Anyways,
are we gonna do this now? No, but
it really grinds my gears. Horses.
Well,
look at their long. What's with the long faces?
Well, with the Derby being just yesterday, I'm just real triggered.
Yeah,
real.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, getting back to why I brought this up, Brent and I were talking about it a couple days ago in this trademark issue. Bethesda pretty much forced No Matter to change something. And instead of the original spelling of Prey, they changed it to Praey. And that made it really tough to find news on it.
Yeah.
But they did get a cool little graphic of somebody kneeling instead of the A and E, which I think is pretty sweet.
Yeah. It looks cool.
Yep. And basically all I read on it, I mean, it's a shame, but, No Matter had promised that they wouldn't be using this money to fight in lawsuits. The money that they got from Kickstarter, that is, to make this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from the fans, which that's pretty honorable.
Yeah, and Bethesda, the quote that I read on it is it sounds like a bully type of a bully type of move, but that's just the way the trademark laws work. It's Bethesda with the game already released, they could lose the rights to Prey. If No Matter pursued trademarking Prey for the Gods.
Yeah.
Yeah, every now and then you'll see like these large development companies come down. Like recently, the Nintendo had to pull down the 2D version of Breath of the Wild. And,
I love that. That was
that
was awesome.
They also pulled down that A2WR, whatever the Metroid remake that the fans have been doing.
Mm-hmm.
And a lawyer actually explained it to me very flatly in that if they don't contest, then they could potentially lose the rights or basically get walked on by other people. So even though the company might not want to stop what's going on, if they don't, then their own intellectual property could be at risk.
Yeah, your stuff is your stuff, and you got to keep it that way.
Yeah. Okay, see, that's what I was confused about. That's what I was saying. It felt like a bully thing to me, and I was like, can't we just play games? But, okay, I guess I get it now.
Yeah, I mean, there are lots of jobs that kind of hang on this stuff. And
Yeah. Like no one's really trying to hurt anybody else. They're just trying to make sure that they're going to be okay. So, all right, fair enough.
Correct. Yeah, so... And who knows how much it might have even backfired, because if you search Prey, you see, the Prey for the Gods game come up. Articles.
So. Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah, who knows?
Touché. That's French for a good one. Have y'all seen this? Have y'all seen this game coming out? The Surge. It's coming out next week. Oh boy.
I've seen something about it. Yeah, a little bit.
I'm so excited.
Like Exosuit Dark Souls? Is that a good description?
I call it Elysium Souls. I keep looking for Matt Damon.
Yeah.
Matt Damon got a chip put in his head, and now he's back to wreak some vengeance.
Are you that hyped on this, Jacob?
I actually am, and I could just be being naive, but with my found love for Dark Souls, it's teaching me to be a man of power and instinct, and well, if anything, it's making me earn my money back that I spend on the game. Is kind of the way that I look at it. And we had mentioned earlier when y'all were talking about Prey, I have like 3 scary games going on. I'm actually kind of looking for it. I love sci-fi personally. I love big robots. I love all that stuff, and it's pretty cool to have that kind of experience without like the monster jump scare anxieties that come with it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can call me a baby, but I'm still on my first playthrough of Dark Souls. So like, I'm not used to where everything is. I'm not cool with things going all the time,
Yeah.
Even though I played Halo 2 And
Yeah, we made it through the library.
Blarg! But oops, hit my microphone. But yeah, it'd be nice to. I love that sci-fi stuff. It's nice to play through it without all that, just spookiness, that jumpiness, because I do like it, but not for every single game that I play.
No.
Well, so I watched a good amount of gameplay from the Surge, a couple boss battles, and so to me it looks like real slow, lumbering movement, real emphasis on melee weapons.
Yeah.
And you have kind of like this, if I'm not mistaken, like exosuit that you can kind of like upgrade as your skills and stuff for power.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I get kind of a weird vibe from this because, when I think sci-fi, the last thing I think of is melee weapons.
Yeah.
It will be kind of hard to reconcile like lasers and grenades and just long range in general.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I watched a dude beat, like a 40-foot tall robot with a stick for half an hour. It's like, is that the best way to go about this?
Yeah, that's kind of one thing that I don't know how I feel about this game yet. I heard about it on probably a month ago. It came on my radar, and I was like, oh, they're saying it's like a Dark Souls but with futuristic technology. So I looked into it, and I was at first, I'm really all about it, but then yeah, Eagle, like you were saying, it's kind of like seems like a really slow combat movement, and that kind of pushed me away from it. But I think I'm still probably gonna get it. I don't know.
I like the sci-fi industrial look to it, but my first impressions looking at it, though, I do kind of intend on. I do really want to buy it. I do really feel that I'm going to be playing that game. I wasn't super impressed with what I saw as far as the world building, the art of the world and the designs of things. But I've only seen, probably 5 different videos with the same chunks of stuff in there. So, I mean, a lot of the design doesn't jump out because, again, going back to Dark Souls, which to me is fair game to compare it because that's what Deck 13 is doing and is comparing themselves to Dark Souls. That world is so unique, and for all the grays and such, it's still out there and in your face, and every area is pretty personalized without a whole lot of reused renderings and such when you're in buildings. Everywhere in Dark Souls has its own personality. And you can't just stack a couple of boxes together and like some, robot parts and just call it the future. I want to see something personal thrown in that. As far as the armor and such goes, I do like that approach. From what I've been able to collect in my research, it looks like you choose what kind of build you want, and that kind of what discerns what armor you're going to roll with. You can roll with heavy armor, which makes you lumber around. That did kind of kill my excitement. I agree with you there, Scott, how slow it was going.
Yeah.
Well, and so, like, checking out their website as well. And just to fill you in, the listener, if you're familiar with Lords of the Fallen, these are the same guys that did that. So... yeah, they're not new to the melee combat scene. Lords of the Fallen was probably the best stab at knocking off Dark Souls. To be nice, I don't want to be mean by that.
Yeah.
Because the game is kind of interesting. But yeah, you do wear an exosuit in this game, and it does look like you have implants, similar to the way like Deus Ex this year worked. Or I haven't played Nier, but it seems similar to like having a set amount of power, putting these chips in there to make a build. And replacing them for certain powers, buffs and debuffs and stuff like that.
Yeah. I just really hope that there is a really in-depth kind of way to make certain builds, smaller, faster, bigger, slower, things like that. Just because that's what I've been doing lately, like within the Dark Souls universe, it's making customized builds and being able to play the game. With a different approach, however you're feeling that day, really.
Yeah, and getting back to lasers and long range, that's an integral part of sci-fi. Nearly every sci-fi movie I've ever seen has a laser beam. So as far as long range attacks, what do you do? Like, do you kind of liken that to a mana type thing, or an ashen blue flask and spells equals grenades and lasers and all that stuff, or I'm looking forward to it. But it checks all the boxes. It's even got bonfires and backstabs in the.
Oh yeah.
Yep. It will in the form of med bays, and I'm interested too in the weapon crafting that they keep talking about.
Yeah, I mean, like on their website, one of the main pictures they have is what looks like Chappie with a huge greatsword.
Chappie.
So, like,
Oh, I read a headline like that too. There's something like if Dark Souls was made by Neil Blomkamp.
yeah, dude, that's real.
Yeah, which.
But in case you love losing your souls and breaking your controller, it looks like this has the same mechanic, where you're trying to collect tech scrap, but if you die, you can lose it forever. So,
yeah, and there's only we joke, but there's only so far as I see as like I'm starting to lose the idea that that things are ripping off Dark Souls, especially with the Code Vein stuff that's been coming out. I think it's even though that is the same company, but I think that's an emerging game style type that people are starting to enjoy, and so it's just a new type of game, a slowed down RPG.
Yeah, I mean, and especially if the devs, they loved, Dark Souls or whatever, developer loves whatever game, and they want, they're inspired by it to make something. I see nothing wrong with that,
Yeah, there's no multiplayer.
I
though.
think
No PvP.
No, none at all.
Not that I read. I guess we'll see on the 16th.
16th, is that when it comes out?
I believe so.
All right.
that'll be cool. It's an interesting one for sure. It's got a look to it that is interesting, and for me, I held off on the Dark Souls series for a long time because I'm not big into the that style of sword combat and stuff like that. So maybe the sci-fi vibes of this will draw more people like me into it. And because I did like Dark Souls, I like that difficulty and the feeling of earning your progression through. So
Right.
I was the same way. Like I live in a world of cell phones. Why would I want battle axe problems? But just I'm just enjoying that type of game now. So I'm really looking forward to the Surge. I hope they have some interesting looking weapons though, because all I've seen is a bunch of fancy looking mag lights with with blue lights all over them, basically just big sticks of fluorescent lighting, and that's it. And they all seem to do the same thing, just hit somebody with it. But I don't want to be unfair. I don't want to be unfair with it before it even comes out. I am very much looking forward to it, especially where this has a targeting system on it. You exploit certain points on your enemies. You can choose to hit them on the arm until that arm falls off.
Oh, that's real Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah,
a little bit. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that kind of meshes in with that style of gameplay.
That's pretty tight.
it's interesting, man.
Well,
Party
folks,
tight.
we have a new game that we're gonna try playing this time around on this episode. And
a couple weeks ago maybe last week, we were talking about Battlefield 1, right?
Yeah.
And I had picked that back up to finish off the campaign of it, and I finished the campaign, got the achievement popped up for beating it on normal, and realized that less than 10% of people who have purchased Battlefield even finished the story. And that blew my mind. I don't know about you guys, but that was like, are you kidding me?
That low of a number was kind of shocking, but not that surprising.
So I thought about, in the show, maybe covering some games that have some trophies, achievements, taking a look at a different one each week, look at some of the rarest and most common achievements, and just having a little factoid with that, because I don't know about you guys, but this stuff interests me to no end.
I agree, man. Like I said, I used to love achievement hunting. That's one of the first things I did when I booted up a game was hit the menu button and go and see the achievements and what do I need to do to unlock all these. So I was all about that gamer score.
Well, so this week I figured we'd start off with something that we're all pretty familiar with. Most of the listeners have probably played this if you're listening to us. So I took a look at Halo 5's achievements on the old Xbox.
Yeah.
So there are some odd ones in here. Well, let's start off with the old campaign. Mm-hmm. So complete every mission of the game on normal difficulty, Legacy. This achievement was unlocked by 28.42% of players.
What?
That's crazy. That seems so low.
So low.
Well, that's a stat for completing it on normal alone.
Yeah.
Just for normal. But that unlocks if you do it on legendary or heroic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, less than 30% of people that own Halo 5 have finished the story of it.
What? That's almost me, because I don't like Halo campaigns.
Well, maybe...
But you still finish them, though.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I do, out of respect.
Well, maybe all the other people just beat it on easy and there's not an achievement for that? That seems so strange.
I did play it through on easy, I think. Just to get the gist.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah,
Maybe it's a skew that way.
Yeah, I probably did. I'm not. I like playing people's brains, and I love Halo multiplayer. I like the world's most dangerous game. I like to hunt. I like to play a human in that game and just see what you got. Yeah, shooting at these sprites. I don't know. It just kind of gets old because it's the same thing over and over.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Well, how about this? Let's take it back one more step then.
All right.
How many percent of gamers do you think finished the first mission on any difficulty?
First mission?
First mission.
90% at least would be my guess.
Yeah. 85, 80 at the lowest?
Would you take 64%?
What?
Dude, only
is that
64% of people who bought Halo 5 and have started it have even done the first mission.
Well, that seems so weird to me. I guess just because I'm a Halo fanboy and I love the campaigns, I guess people just pop it in and only go for the multiplayer. Is that what's happening here?
I don't know. It's interesting. This information is crazy.
All right. Well, let me back that up a little bit for you then. So, multiplayer focused, maybe. Let me tell you that only 43% of players changed their gear in multiplayer.
What? But those stances are so edgy.
They're so edgy. They even gave us the name for this.
Edgy stances.
Yeah.
Man.
But so that was real low. So I also checked out some other multiplayer ones. So Valor Recognized, which is to qualify for a competitive skill rating, which, correct me if I'm wrong, is playing like 10 games in a playlist, right? Then you get rated?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Only 25.51% of players have obtained a skill rating.
Okay, yeah, now I'm confused.
I mean, really, your style kind of confuses me more because, like, that's the thing people love to do is, like, change the look of their Spartan and customize it, but only less than half.
Less than half. Yeah.
That seems insane. How does that even work? Like, that's like if you turned on matchmaking, played one game, and then that was it. Then you never played it again. That's what it seems like to me.
But you would think
Maybe.
the numbers would be skewed the other way. But he's saying here that in order to, you got to play your first 10 games in any set on the multiplayer to get your ranking. People haven't, like all the people that didn't play the campaign, they obviously didn't go to multiplayer.
So there are people that exist that have purchased this game, have not played a mission, and have not obtained a skill rating in multiplayer.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Really hated this.
Is this a test? Have we figured out that Halo 5 is a bad game? Is that what this is about?
I don't know.
Oh, it's been the cart before the horse a little bit there, bud. But
no, I'm
Why the long face, Brent? Why the long face?
Aggro!
No, I'm joking. I love the game. I think it's good, but these just seem so strange to me. It seems like people like first mission, nah, not about it. First match in multiplayer, I could do without. It seems weird.
All right. Well, so just a couple other tidbits on here. I found so a lot of people like to complete the story on the the hardest difficulty, which is legendary in Halo.
Mm-hmm.
So the Forging a Legend achievement is completed by 3.69% of players have finished the game on legendary.
Hey, I'm one of
Tough
those.
one. There you go, bud.
yeah, whatever, dude.
Wow, 3% though.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. And then you guys know how big skulls are in these Halo games, right? Go find those. Modify the game a bit. Well, only 12% of players have found a skull. That saddens me.
Yeah, it's kind of just blowing my mind because I feel like the Halo community is so big and loyal that these numbers just seem too low. I don't know. This is weird.
Well, I've only got a couple more, but I picked these out of the list not because they were super interesting, but they are the 2 rarest achievements in Halo 5. So these made me chuckle a little bit. So the first one that I saw is Party Hardy, and that is complete a mission in score attack co-op with all participants scoring at least 200,000 points, which is a pretty, narrow, strict requirement. But only 0.41% of players have unlocked that. So that's a rare one if you guys want to go grab that one.
Yeah, but that doesn't seem too difficult, right? Have you guys messed with the score attack on co-op? 200,000 points isn't that much, right?
I don't think I've played it through on co-op.
I played a couple missions, but I couldn't tell you if 200,000 is a bunch or not. Who knows?
I mean, you could just throw on a couple skulls and play it on heroic. I feel like you get that pretty easy, especially with a buddy.
Listen to this guy. Just throw on a couple skulls. Just put it on heroic.
Well,
no big deal.
Drunk birthday party. It doesn't do much.
But then the other achievement, the last one that I had that is actually tied with Party Hardy, only 0.41% of players have it, is called Prison Break, and that is to simultaneously kill 2 wardens on the mission The Breaking on heroic difficulty.
Oh, I've actually heard about this one. And
Dude,
how?
I vividly remember the room with the 3. I think there are 3 wardens in there.
Yeah,
and that is a death room.
Yeah,
it's tough.
Yeah, man, I saw this. And how much gamer points do you get from that, Eagle?
That one is a whopping 10.
Wow, worth it. How? Yeah, I saw that and I was like, no, I'm not even I'm all about achievements. I was like, no, I'm not even gonna try to do how.
Yeah,
how?
that one is not worth it.
No.
I would like to see
impossible.
some of these numbers on Halo 4.
Yeah. Well, if you come around next week, we'll be doing another segment of overachievers.
Why do you say that, Jacob? Do you expect them to be higher or lower?
I don't know what to expect at this point.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
This is weird.
It's really interesting to watch these public trends. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just to throw this out there to you listeners, if you have any games that you're curious about, and this goes for PlayStation as well with their trophies, if you have any PlayStation or Xbox games that you want to look into the achievements or trophies a little deeper, send it into our Twitter or email address. We'd love to take a look at those.
We are down.
Hit me with those handles, Jacob. What are they?
Oh, yeah. edgystances@gmail.com. edgystances.squarespace.com. At edgystances on Twitter.
Hey.
Nice.
Talk to us.
Please.
Please.
Somebody.
Please.
We're so lonely.
Are you out there? John, wake up.
Carry my weight.
Nice.
Well, this week we wanted to have a short bit on spoilers, and that's why I kind of held this one up to the last little tidbit, so we can talk about the sexy brutale.
Yeah.
Eagle had brought it up last week, and I checked it out, and I am smitten. I enjoy it very much. It took a little while.
It's an odd game, so you got to give it a little chance, but it starts off with a bang, I think.
So hard to describe without spoiling it, so that's why we're going to bring it up, and then it'll probably bleed into the spoiler section for a short bit at the end, so we can get into it a little bit more. You are in a casino called the Sexy Brutale. Within this casino, a bunch of people die. It is your mission to figure out how and prevent it by playing with time and not being seen.
Yeah.
And begin. They kind of hold your hand for the first 2, which is all I would really spoil, because, like I said, they do kind of walk you through, help you out to figure it out. But it is really neat. It got frustrating. I had to. You start off. It's like, well, everybody says Groundhog Day. Let's do Groundhog Day. You wake up and you got to do your thing. You literally wake up. That's how it always starts. Wake up. You have to go about the mansion, observe the guests' trends. and try to intercede before the employees can kill the guests. And you do this one by one, almost mission-based.
It sounds like bad employees. I mean,
yeah,
that's not
or
really
good.
I guess if that's
you get on Monster.com, man.
Kind of bad for business. I don't know.
I couldn't in a million years get my employees to murder people, so maybe they're doing something right at the old Sexy Brutal. I don't know.
Well, the bloody girl says the masks corrupt them.
Oh.
Yeah, there's definitely some odd stuff going on. Maybe some almost paranormal or, things in the background turning.
Yep.
It's interesting.
Yep. With the wrench in the conservatory.
Yeah, there's definitely some Clue vibes and some old adventure game vibes, like getting an inventory and just, using that certain thing on every object you see until it does something.
While the clock is ticking.
Yeah.
While the clock is ticking.
Always over your
and
head.
that music.
Oh, man, it's so good.
Yeah. Really great.
So good. It's like a hip-hoppy jazz.
It's available in the marketplace. It's a lower priced one, right, Eagle?
Yeah, I think it was $20.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's incredibly long. Maybe 10 or 12 mysteries to solve.
Worth it though.
Yeah, so far so good.
So are you? This might be a really big spoiler, but do you have to solve your own murder first, so then you can save everyone else? Oh,
Nope, not at this point. There's a guy who gives you a tool, and the tool doesn't work very well, so you need to save him so he can fix it for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically how it starts.
Okay.
And then you save them all after that, one by one.
Yeah, you're basically a priest, and you're given a mask. The mask
okay.
will assure you that you will not be seen. Your name is Lafcadio Boone. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. That's kind of how I've only heard that name once in my life. Lafcadio, yeah.
I've never heard it.
Yeah.
Well, it's in the Shel Silverstein novel, Lafcadio, the lion that shot back.
Oh, yeah, that one I read.
Or fired back, excuse me. About the lion that lost touch with being a lion because he became a hunter and all that. So,
Bro, if it's not the cover of this swimsuit edition, I probably haven't read it.
well, Shel Silverstein, I don't know, dug him a lot when I was younger. But
does she shell seashells by the seashore?
Something like that, man. Something like that. Tongue-tied. But with Sexy Brutal, wrapping into our spoiler section, we don't want to give away how to do it, but it's kind of hard to explain how the game works without going through maybe the first victim and thwarting it, which is an integral part of the game. You get an upgrade from doing this, which kind of opens up the rest of the game for you. So, boys, one more time, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me, the Eagle, on Xbox at Best Eagle Alive or Twitter at Best Eagle Alive. So check me out there. Going to be streaming on Beam, same gamertag, Best Eagle Alive. Stop by, give me a follow, join the chat. We can have some fun. This week should be checking out Forza Horizon 3's Hot Wheels update. So check that out.
Indeed.
Yeah, and on Xbox you can find me at Mr. Doodoo Man, no spaces, or on Steam at AWBS88. Also on Twitch, which I have kind of up and running now on my PC at AWBS88 on Twitch as well. Yeah.
And I'm Best Jacob Alive 2 on Xbox, Best Jacob Alive 3 on PS4. To watch our stream, go to Bloodshot Eyes Sore Thumbs, no spaces, on Twitch. And Bloodshot Eyes Sore Thumbs .pro. Help me out with the orientation for the Beam website again, Eagle, please.
It is beam.pro/
Bloodshot Eyes Sore Thumbs, no spaces. Don't type no spaces. If you do, you're a goof.
We're not going to walk you through all of this.
Yeah. Rate and review. Find us on iTunes. Please tell a friend. We really enjoy doing this show, and we hope people are out there listening.
Yeah, the ratings and reviews on iTunes will help us out a bunch. So leave us there. You don't have to give us 5 stars if you don't believe in that.
No, give us 5 stars.
4.
Shh. Give us 5 stars. Cool.
It's cool. I'm not going to hate on you.
Yeah. And remember, if you guys hate this and you just want to tell us how much you hate it, you got to subscribe so you know when to hate on us.
When to avoid it. Yeah, for sure.
You have to know.
Nice, working that angle. All right, folks. If you're not going to stick around for spoilers on the Sexy Brutal, we will see you next week.
Later.
Yeah, just remember.
I hope you have the best day you've ever had.
Ever.
Ever.
This has been the greatest day of my life.
Yes. Okay, I think they're gone. So, Brent, I want to break this down to you now that I can speak about it. Okay.
I'm watching a little bit of gameplay.
So, you have a pocket watch. This pocket watch controls time. All right?
Okay.
At the beginning of the game, you only have until noon to 5 o'clock. And they kind of walk you around how to track the person you're supposed to save. And then you witness the murder. And then pretty soon you run out of time. It hits 5 o'clock and everything automatically rewinds.
Okay.
You're not allowed to be in the same room as anything that's going on. Otherwise, what's to stop you from being like, hey, don't get murdered? Game over, So they don't allow you to
you
be
can't be in the room with the people that are inevitably being killed.
With anybody.
You can't be in the room with anybody.
Anybody ever. Everything will turn red. The mask of the person's, whose plot line you're currently crossing over will fly and chase you around with red smoke. Not trying to kill you, but it'll kill you if you don't take it seriously. It's like, get out.
Yeah, it shoos you out of there.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Which I do find it like one dynamic because, a lot of rooms, you're bound to the casino and the hotel. So these rooms have multiple doors and it's an intricately designed level. So I don't agree with, say, I really need to get to the other side of the mansion, but I can't go through a room because something is currently going on in that room. I don't like how I can go in there and just outrun the flying mass to get to the door that I want to do. I think those doors should just stay locked, to add like a little bit more difficulty on it, and you just play with time to find out when it's supposed to be empty. All of these notes are taken in your map and pause menu.
Yeah, like if you peek through a door's, keyhole and watch some dude walk around the room and exit and go down another hallway, on your map, the next time you go through this day, his movements will be tracked. So if you watch him once, your map will track it for the next time. So, you take maybe like 2 or 3 runs, observing everything, seeing what happens, where people are, and then once you're equipped with all your knowledge, you kind of do the perfect run, if you will.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that you do your run.
Yeah.
That's
so,
cool.
I don't know about you, Jacob. I stumbled across a couple times like the right way to do it, not fully understanding what I had done.
Yeah.
Did you run into that at all?
No. It took me a long time to kind of figure it out, but then once I did, it got a little. It was very deliberate. In order to really explain, we are in the spoilers section. We'll just say the game starts with you waking up. This entity known as the Bloody Girl gives you a mask that ensures you will not be seen. And you have your senses of sight, your note-taking ability, and if you hold down a trigger, you get access to sound, it calls it. So you can hear footsteps and track certain characters based on the colors of those footprints if you've observed them before to track your characters. It walks you through the rooms, to a couple rooms, so you get the idea. You can look through the keyholes of doors if you can't necessarily enter a room just yet.
Mm-hmm.
You track Reginald, the clockmaker, through the house, and you watch him get murdered by a staff member in the chapel. All right? And you're like, what just happened? Because this Bloody Girl has taken me through this to watch him walk through halls. He's running away from somebody. We don't know what he's running away from. He goes into a safe, looks around, says, there's nothing but garbage in here. But out of the safe falls a blank bullet shell. Blank shell. You can pick it up and you have it in your inventory for whatever reason. I had no idea why until I went on my own playthrough, went to another room and found the employee that ended up shooting at this man, getting a gun off of a gun rack in a bedroom.
Yeah.
So after a little while of being a goof, I realized I need to get into that room before the evil employee does, and load that blank into that gun.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, where things get sticky, though, is, you only have a couple hours of the day to do this.
Yeah.
Or, time restarts and it all begins again. So, if you're able to secure the bullet, but you're not able to make it all the way to the gun, when you wake up the next morning, you don't have that bullet. So you've got to have that, quote unquote perfect run in getting the bullet, getting to the gun first, to, set up this.
Okay. So, all right. So, okay, when the perfect run, if you can save everybody, how does this work exactly? So, like, throughout the day, do certain people die every time, at a certain time throughout the day?
They die at the same time every day.
Right. But,
yep.
And so
now, once you save somebody, you don't need to save them again. There's not like the run where you save the whole casino.
That's what I thought it was. I was like, man, this could get complicated. Like by having this at this time and then doing this at this time and then not crossing this path and blah blah blah.
Right,
blah.
right.
Okay,
that would be way too much.
Yeah,
this one,
like, man, this could get really complicated.
Yeah, like they're their own thing. So you're in the hotel and stuff, and as time going on, it's like, 2:00, I hear a lady get pushed out of a window.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm not trying to save her right now. I'll save her another time. So you handle your dude, and then, once you save this guy, he, like, that mission objective goes away. He's taken care of. You move on to the next one.
Okay, so they're almost like separate rooms within
Correct.
that room. You have to solve the puzzle in that room, and that room doesn't necessarily correlate with the other rooms. They're separate.
Well, maybe I'm not understanding you right, and I don't want to just sit and correct you all the time while you're. I'm sorry about that, but I mean, it's not like a puzzle per room. The whole place. If you find somebody that you want to save, and right now where I'm at, I don't know if it's like a progression or an order. I think you just find somebody and start gathering facts on them.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to save this person to be able to save this person. Like, you don't.
I do think that's incorrect. Because I have saved 3 people, and each time you save somebody, they show a little intro movie of the next person who's like on your list. It's like, hey, you're saving the luchador and his wife.
Right.
But after that angle, I haven't received a video on anybody new. I've just been let loose in the house.
Yeah, the suicide girl is next.
See, that's news to me.
Yeah, like if you look at your like pause menu, you'll see like little silhouettes of like the characters that you're supposed to save, and they're in a line. She's the third one. I'm on my third mission. I have a feeling like it's going to continue that trend, but I'm still kind of early on, so I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, but just to quickly clarify, what I meant is like I thought it was you have to save this person, and then you have to go on to this one, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one, and like you said, do a perfect run, and then saving all of them in this exact order because it has to be done that way. But apparently,
Now, once I started going after the second one, I tried to save the first one, thinking that, and the quote unquote bloody girl says, like, she actually comes in and says, "No, you've already saved him. It's okay."
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You move on.
Yeah. Once you save Reginald, the clock guy, he fixes your clock. So instead of 5 hours, you now have 12.
Oh.
Yeah. And they give you your next people, I suppose. And this one's interesting because the next level, it is a little guided, but it's 2 people that you have to juggle, and their times and their locations.
But, you'll find the solution is if you're able to save the one correctly, he will go save the second. Like it's like dominoes. You got to find the right order to knock everything down. And, the game's pretty cool. Once you figure it out, it will immediately like cut to a cutscene of them like saving, the person.
Very satisfying too.
Yeah. So you see that you've completed it.
So just to have you watched the second round after the first guy? You said you've watched a little bit of content on it. Shed a little bit of you, Brent.
I just watched Reginald get saved. Actually, that's what I just watched.
So the second set gets a little bit more complicated. The luchador fella, the brute in a suit, as they call him, is playing cards in one of the casino parlors where his love interest, I forget her name though, she loves being outdoors and finds the arboretum of the place, I guess, and is killed by a giant spider. So the luchador drinks a I don't know if he dies of alcohol poisoning or if he drinks just another shot, or a shot of poison. But he dies, therefore he is not ready to, he's not available to save his love. He doesn't know what's going on. So they both end up dying within an hour of each other. By collecting clues, I patch into the closed-circuit television of the hotel and can keep an eye on what the woman is doing. I get into the control room of the card room of the casino where the man is playing and put the footage up on a giant television. And as he's playing cards, he sees that she's in trouble. He gets up from the table, therefore, his death is thwarted, and runs to where she's at and saves her. Mission accomplished.
Nice.
Took a little while to figure that out, man. Took a little while to figure that out.
What I was going to tell to you, Jacob, was I did that by accident. Like, I was able to, I turned the feed on to the right camera, but didn't have that, camera turned on. And was just stumbling around the rooms looking for things, watching people, and turned on the right camera, and it was like, hey, he saved her. I was like, what? What did I do? But looking back on it, I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, I see what I needed to do. And moving on to this third one, man, she is tough. I've spent maybe 2 hours, walking around the house looking for solutions.
But it's fun though.
It is.
Definitely.
It's got some cool vibes.
I really enjoy it a lot. I'm looking forward to knocking it out.
So can we just what is this hotel/casino called, so I can never go there because their employees are terrible people?
The sexy brutale.
All right, I will not be.
Well, apparently it's just this year.
No,
it's just this year that it went downhill.
What do they?
It's got great Yelp reviews.
Guys, we really got to step it up. We got to start killing our people. Our numbers are down.
Yeah.
Make them lower.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when Lost crossed into season 3. It's just not a good year.
I'll take your word on that one.
Not strong, yeah.
So that's a sexy brutale. I'm definitely looking forward to knocking out more of that.
Yeah, it's a nice small experience, nice and inexpensive too. I would recommend checking that out if you like those old kind of murder mysteries or adventure games. It's got a lot of cool things going on in it.
Yeah.
All right, boys, we got anything else?
That's what I got this week, dog. That's what I got.
Yeah.
Hopefully in the next couple of years, I'll be able to give you a Mass Effect spoiler section, but I'm just not sure.
It's like a fine wine.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. It's like an ogre.
Yeah.
It's got layers.
No.
That'll do.
Nice.
I texted that to Jacob earlier, and he asked me if it was autocorrect from Onion.
He got me. He got me.
Yeah.
I Fiona'd him pretty hard on that one. He got me.
Oh, Farquaad.
All right, well, we can't wait to talk to you folks again next week. We'll have another show lined up and some more achievements on Overachievers.
Yay!
Yeah.
Okay, boys. Till next time, stay ambered, y'all.
Keep mine tight.
Have the best day you've ever had.